Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
Welcome back, guys. So we just did this video. It's over on Evolutionary. Of course, everything is up on Patreon, as always. We want to thank you guys for your support and, encourage everybody to be as safe as possible in these times and as aware of everything that's going on around you.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's crazy out there. As we see here, you have a bunch of people protesting over in Ireland. This is over outside a prison where a teacher is being held because this teacher failed to endorse a certain ideology in the schools and was arrested. Didn't attack anybody, didn't cause chaos in any sort of violent way at all. It was just saw differently with what was being pushed by the school system and society, or one segment of society, and is in jail. And meanwhile, you see drone footage of one of the many migrant camps located outside of Ireland as excuse me, guys, as they're giving us a number of basically 149,200 migrants entering Ireland between April of 2023 and April of 2024. And these sites are popping up everywhere, and they remind me exactly of the ones we've seen in Texas. We've seen them in other areas. Meanwhile, we literally have people being pulled out of cars and gas stations. And these people are not being arrested. They're literally being dragged out of their cars. And yet you have somebody that fails to go along with a policy that says, I don't believe in this policy. I object to this policy. I can't in good conscience, condone, endorse, or teach it. Well, it's pretty obvious to many of us in society. In fact, I bet you it's most of society. There's something very, very wrong here. Again, when you see all these camps being built all around the world, in mostly what we're seeing is NATO countries again, but this migration thing is absolutely global. And I can't get away from the fact that it feels like it's housing a certain group of people today, but that won't be the people that's housing tomorrow. I really feel it has dual purpose. I think, in fact, it might be just the opposite thing tomorrow with who is in there. And here you have two of the Venezuelan gangsters who participated in the violent takeover of apartment buildings in Aurora, Colorado, caused a lot of stir. They've been released on a $1,000 bail. $1,000 bail? When you're talking about drug cartels, $1,000 is nothing to them. That's nothing. So, they're in effect free, but yet there's a teacher behind bars because they didn't believe in a particular ideology. And in fact, citizens are getting arrested for tweets and retweets. That's it. Keyboard warriorship, when real hardened criminals that are probably going to do something really bad to somebody else are being let free. When this is going on, it's obvious that, the problem in the world is the leadership of the world. So, there is a simple solution, and that's that the leadership of the world needs to change. Pretty obvious, no?
I don't know. It's definitely a mess, and it's getting worse, and people are doing what they can to try to say something, but it seems like they keep getting shut down, or, they keep getting told just get out of here, or they keep getting forcibly silenced. But the good news is people see it. People absolutely see it, and they are doing what they can. And I think as long as we are all doing our part, to keep our freedoms and manage our lives in such a way where we're not needing the government's assistance, I think we can get somewhere.
So this says internal documents reveal U.S. military and law enforcement are in panic over the expanding threat of Venezuelan Tren de Aragua illegal migrant gangsters. About 400 members already established in Bronx, Brooklyn, and Williamsburg areas. This says that there's thousands of these gang members, and they're in panic. Well, I think some of the U.S. military and law enforcement are in panic, but other ones, they can't be panicking because they knew this. DHS admits Venezuela had released over 1 million prisoners and ordered them to come to the U.S. At the same time, they're rolling out the red carpet. This is completely planned. It's pretty obvious it's planned because, again, you can't really talk about it. This is Springfield, Ohio, and you see you had a town of 58,000 now is accommodating 20,000 Haitian migrants that have come in over the past 4 years. I'm familiar. I have family in Ohio, and they have spoken about all the migrants that have been coming in over the last 10 years, really, or so. And it's to the point where it does cause issues, and some conflicts do emerge with the way of life. Now, I don't know about you, but it's not normal to kill Canadian geese and bring it home for dinner, at the local park. That's not typical for, Springfield, Ohio. Yet at the same time, you have one out of every when you look at this percentage, 20,000 Haitian migrants to 58,000 people living there, beforehand. Whoa, that's quite a force. That's quite a shock to the system. As this lady right here is talking, she's a resident of Springfield, Ohio. She says she can't take it anymore. They squat on her lawn, they litter in her yard, and they harass her and her elderly husband every day. And yet, what is happening when people are speaking up? Because people are speaking up. They're going to their local councils, etc. Let us just listen in a bit here.
Do we know where the individuals we're discussing are coming from? Where their point of origin is? Because you're treating them like lawful U.S. citizens, which they are not.
Okay, so I'm going to cut it off because we've had 3 people to come up. I'm going to cut it off because we have no reason to launch an investigation or to treat people differently because of how they look. There's no reason for it.
Who said that?
Well, that's just what I'm saying. I just said that. Tiffany just said that.
Okay,
so
I didn't say that.
But I said it. But there's no reason for us to discuss this any further.
These individuals came from Haiti.
Are valid concerns that we need to
How are valid concerns, Laura? People come here all the time. We
These
visit
people came here
Birmingham.
from
We
Haiti.
visit
Haiti
other.
is a failed state.
We
Their
visit
president was
everywhere.
assassinated in 2021. There is no way the State Department can vet these
We're
individuals.
done, and I'm gonna ask this.
Please let him talk.
You haven't
shut
said,
up
I was
and let
very
people
specific.
talk.
Okay, I'm gonna ask all of you to leave because this meeting is over. If having no other further business, I need a motion to adjourn. All right, second.
There you go. So, the city council, this is in Alabama, of all places. They're also complaining about migrants coming in from Haiti. Haiti is, as he said, a failed nation state, so to speak. And, it's interesting because there's a certain family that was in the White House for 8 years that has ties to Haiti. And if you start exposing really what's going on here, it's just, it's nauseating because, again, the citizens of Haiti have suffered tremendously. And now, they bring them in here purposely in order to cause chaos and disruption. What really is happening is the system itself uses and abuses people in one place to the highest degree possible, including losing everything and causing these people to be willing to try anything to better their lives, and then brings them into another area to cause more chaos because order out of chaos. This is the rule of the day for the system, and it's being exposed. And boy, when Cindy channeled the guides about 6 months ago, I guess it was, And when she was in trance channeling, and it came through, and they said, "Boy, you're gonna know. You know, there's no more second guessing. You're gonna know exactly what your control system is and their intentions, because here you have it. There's going to be no more discussion. These guys are just shutting down. We're not going to talk about this anymore." So in other words, your voice doesn't matter, and this is what the people are in shock. They're just looking around, and come on, these are nice people. These are just average people, run-of-the-mill, typical, average, relatively small town people that their lives have been turned upside down. And no, we're not going to talk about this. We're not allowed to talk about this. So what do you mean? This is not a free country? No, it's never been a free country. That's always been an illusion. And now the illusion is well, that bubble's being bursted.
You know, these folks, I feel that they need to keep at it. They need to keep an eye out for each other. They need to look out for each other, and they need to keep going, and they need to spread the word, and they need to bring more people in. And you know, I never advocate for anyone to break any rules, but these guys are here lawfully voicing their concerns as they should be able to. And I kind of have a feeling that behind the scenes there's some payoffs happening, and people are just doing as they're told, and that's where the broken system starts. You know, I mean, as far as these folks, they are very well put together. They know exactly what's going on. They're bringing that to someone's attention, someone who has the authority, and the authority knowing what they know is shutting it down. But folks cannot stop. They have to keep going. For us to be silent now is not a good idea. While we have a voice, while they have a voice, we can change things. I mean, things are not set in stone. They're absolutely not set in stone. We still have the ability to speak, and we're going to.
So, you know, as you see here, this is talking about B17 and Cancer. You know, in case you don't know or don't realize, if you're eating a seedless watermelon, it's genetically modified. So here, organic starts with the 9. Don't eat anything if you could avoid it. I wouldn't recommend it. That starts with a 4 or a 5. So it also turns out, you know, B17 is something that can absolutely fight cancer. Isn't there an awful lot of cancer out there? Yeah, other good sources: plums, apricots, and cherries. So, you know, this is part of when you start looking at this fact, that fact, all these little things. Look at this book. You might want to get a copy of this, World Without Cancer, Story of Vitamin B17, and recognize that if it's made with Rockefeller petroleum involved, and you know, you don't want that. As so many synthetic vitamins are not the real thing. And you know, again, this is what the system does. It's a layered effect. It's layered, and you know, that's one of the things that gets people not to notice this. The signs are everywhere, and still you got people that say, nonsense. Yeah, I don't see anything, because they're terrified. And if they acknowledge it, their whole paradigm shatters, and it's terrifying.
They have to rewrite their whole world. They have to rewrite their whole life. So if they do look up and they do take a peek at the reality of things, they know now they have to change things. And this is a little something called cognitive dissonance, where people are not able to see it. It's like part of them is saying, you know, we can't look right now, and it's a very real thing, and it happens a lot. But at some point, what happens is tragedy strikes. If people do not break that spell of cognitive dissonance, tragedy strikes, and then they're forced to. And that's why we're here. We are trying to break it to people as gently as possible, with reality and with understanding and with compassion. And that's all anybody can do.
Absolutely. You know, it's all a psyop. It's all a psyop. And, it's layer upon layer of psyops. So, again, where do we turn? Well, to each other. The love of a mother is true, absolutely. And, often mothers would sacrifice themselves to save their babies. And again, the earth itself is our mother in more ways than one. And this is another reason why often they'll blame the earth. Earth changes. They'll blame things like natural cycles. What you're seeing is the vast majority of this is technological and manipulated and intentional and planned.
Yep, it's pretty bad.
It's getting pretty obvious. Just saying, guys.
Just saying.
As always, thanks for your support. Please do share with each other. Get your comments out there. Pick each other up as much as we possibly can. That's really what's going to get us through is banding together and recognizing that while there is this dark matrix within the natural matrix, the way to escape it is to work together and see the bigger picture.
Yes, help each other out.